everybody, and welcome back to our channel. Today's topic is a little bit sensitive. Not something that I discuss very often, but I do want to use this channel as a way to be completely honest. And we're outside, by the way, so you're going to hear all kinds of things going on. The waterfall you can hear, there's bugs in the background, but I think this is a very appropriate setting for today's video. So, about 2 years ago, I would say now, I was exhausted from every diet known to man failing in my life and decided to do a lot of research. So that is the root of where I'm at with this channel and the things that I've learned that I want to share with others who might be struggling the same as I am. So today's video, I'm going to be very candid with you about what I've gone through. While I was thinking about this video, I thought about the first time I ever went on a diet. I was a senior in high school, getting ready for the prom. I was wearing the same dress for my junior year and it didn't fit. Crash diet. Dropped the weight, wore the dress, but that was my first experience with dieting. A crash diet. I don't know. It went on after that for many years. I had binge eating of sorts. And I struggled with that up until a few years ago, actually. Just seemed to have that under control somewhat. So I remember when I was in college getting ready for a big test, I had a routine meal that I would stop and get at a local Quick Mart that included a roast beef sandwich, a whole large bag of Funyuns, and a full 16-ounce drink of some sort. And that's how I got through my study and stress for whatever test I was preparing for. And I didn't think that much about it at the time. I guess it's just what you do to get by. But looking back, I can see so many bad eating habits that I had developed even from an early time. I think that there's a lot of misconceptions with people who are overweight. I think that others who don't struggle with that same problem may say, well, they just sit and eat all the time, or they're lazy, or they don't exercise, whatever. But that's not been true for me. After I had my children, I actually ruptured a disc doing Tybo, trying to regain my shape after I had my second child. So I don't think it was ever an issue of laziness for me. Now, poor diet, probably. But I could go on Weight Watchers for the 10th million time and never lose a pound. I actually had one of their instructors say she didn't know what else for me to do. So it wasn't from a lack of trying or being concerned that has kept me overweight for my whole life, basically. I can remember when low carb South Beach came out, I thought that was my answer. And I did lose weight. It was easier to lose weight low carb, and I do have to watch my carbs now because I have some insulin resistant issues. But I just knew that was my answer, but it didn't last. I did this diet, I lost some weight, and unfortunately, like with so many others who diet, you lose a bunch of weight and then you gain back more than you actually lost on the diet because it's not a lifestyle you can maintain. And that's become such a frustration in my life. I enjoy food. I enjoy getting together with friends and having a nice meal. I enjoy cooking and hanging out with my family. It's part of who we are. So I just have to find a way in my life to do that in a more healthy way. And it's better for my family too, and that's what I have to remember. So let's talk about binge eating a little. I think that's something that a lot of people may have and not even recognize in their life. We think of things like anorexia and bulimia as an extreme eating disorder. But I think a lot of people like myself struggled with binging. And this is how my binging went. I would start a diet just about every Monday. This is going to be my time. I'm going to get on track. Good to go. By Wednesday, there had been a lot of stresses come up. Work, raising kids, whatever, financial situations. And food was my coping mechanism. So I'd fallen off the wagon. And then, of course, it's the weekend. So every weekend, you need to let loose and eat what you want and have some ice cream, whatever. And I realized I had a real problem one evening. We all had shared a treat. We had some ice cream. And I found myself hiding in the kitchen with a carton. And I didn't even recognize that person, honestly. I thought, what am I doing? Do I think because I'm hiding it doesn't count? So I really realized at that point that I had some serious things I needed to deal with. And they were not food issues. Can I just say that? Louder for the people in the back. A lot of times our eating is an emotional issue in your life. And until you come to terms with whatever that is, you're going to have a struggle with the food you're using to hide from that. And I have had to really deal with some things that may come out later on in this channel. But let me just say, if you don't struggle with weight or any type of eating disorder, count yourself thankful, but don't judge others who do, because you don't know what they might be dealing with that you have no idea about. After years of dieting without success and feeling frustrated, I began to do some research on my own, because no other program, there wasn't a program. I have every diet book ever written. I've tried all kinds of online programs. I went to Weight Watchers in person. I've done everything to try to get this under control. But the one thing I think that is left out of a lot of these programs is the individualization that I needed. Like, where are my hormones out of balance? Where are my, what supplements might I need to support the stress and high cortisol levels that I have? Because my job is stressful. I mean, there's lots of things that go into a weight loss program that are not addressed for the individual person. So about 2 years ago, that's how I started this journey of living differently. I started recognizing and listening to podcasts, reading articles about people who were doing things a little differently. I realized that if my cortisol levels are high and I'm working at a stressful job, and then I'm going to the gym, which is stressful because I have a family at home that I feel guilty for, because I mean, it just is a never-ending cycle. So you've got to figure out ways to give your body the support it needs. So about 2 years ago, I started on this investigation, and all the things I want to talk about on this channel: makeup products, the chemicals that are in my shampoo, my hairspray, my color that I colored my hair with since I was 26 years old. What's in that? And through these investigations, I've made some real discoveries of things that are probably hindering my ability to lose weight. I'm not going to sit here before you today, because obviously you can tell that I am still on my weight loss journey. But I feel more empowered over the last several months that I can actually achieve that goal. Where before, because of the years of failures, I didn't want to give up on it, because I know how important it is to my health. And it's something that I really wanted, but where to go? What to do? I was so frustrated. Now, another thing I wanted to bring up, kind of going back to people who don't understand your journey and who often make comments that just will totally derail you, is I'm in a profession of primarily fit people. I'm a physical therapist. I work with people. I attend conferences with people that obviously don't struggle with any kind of weight issues. But not only do they not struggle, they lack understanding for those of us who do. Very quick to pass judgment. And I have dealt with that for the 25 years I've been in my profession. The shame and humiliation that I have felt at many times, I never shared with anybody. In fact, you guys are probably the first to recognize that I would go to conferences and be totally embarrassed and wear layers and layers of clothing and just pray that I would be invisible in the room, because I knew I would probably be one of the larger people there. That's hard. That's hard guilt to carry. So I just want to encourage you, if you're ready to start your journey, you can do it. Just like I can do it. And we have to have our reasons be very clear. It has to be something you're doing for yourself. So I wanted to share with you what I'm doing now. I have done a lot of research that's gone into this over the last 2 years. So I am currently think that the best thing I can do for myself is to focus on quality foods. There's a lot of things that in our bodies become disruptors to our systems that make our body kind of resist letting go of fats and things like that. And I believe that what's in our food is so important. So I have focused dollars toward that in my grocery budget. I've also tried to source a lot of things homemade, because if you make it yourself, you know what's in it. And that includes not eating out very often, because when you don't make it yourself, you don't know what's in it, and you can't control what's in it. I'm also taking some supplements for inflammation, specifically turmeric. I think that I do have a problem with inflammation in my body overall. I know I have insulin resistance, and I've had my cortisol levels tested, and I know they're high. So I have to do things to give my body the support it needs. I also have been trying to work on things to relieve my stress. I have a stressful job, and life in general is stressful for most of us. So just reducing the stressors and how I respond to them are things I'm working on. Now, do I have that mastered? No, but I am working on it. And I'm also taking some supplements there to help give some support to my cortisol, to that whole system. So I'm also shifted my exercise thoughts. I used to think, hey, I get up, I'm going to go to the gym at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to work out for 45 minutes as hard as I can. I'm going to stress myself completely out trying to get a shower, get ready for work, and get to work by 8 o'clock. Yeah, guess what? That only increased my cortisol level, and probably I offset any gains I would have made during my workout because of all the stress it took to get to that point. So I've opted out of that. I'm doing yoga instead, because yoga gives me a chance to relax and stretch, and that reduces your cortisol. But now I'm starting to build myself up a little and doing some yoga programs for weight loss that do involve a little more intensity. But I'm not going to the gym and running on the treadmill like I used to. It's just not something that I think I'm able to do right now if I truly want to get in tune with my body and lose weight. I'm not seeing rapid results like you do if you go on a low carb diet and lose 20 pounds in a month. But for every 20 pounds I lost in a month, I gained back 25. So what good did that do? I do feel 110% better. I have more energy. I can truly say that most mornings I wake up ready to do my yoga video, and I'm just finding that I'm handling things better too. With all the support I'm doing for stress, I don't seem to get as wigged out with things at work, doesn't go my way, and things like that. So I just want to say to whoever might watch this video that we all have a reason in our past, perhaps, that has led us to where we are. And I think sometimes we have to embrace that full on, and we have to know and deal with those issues before we can move on with a physical weight loss journey. I have learned to recognize who I am through God. Psalms 139:14 says, I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. And he knew the struggles I was going to have, and I can turn to him for that support that I need at times when I don't feel confident in my journey. So I just want to encourage you, if you're out there today thinking about a journey, maybe look at it a little different. It's not about the next biggest fad diet that comes along. Sometimes it goes a lot deeper, and you need a lot more work than that. I know this is a pretty heavy topic today, but I felt like it was important to share this so that you guys out there could understand what even led to all of this YouTube and blogging and all of that. I just want to be able to help other people as they start on their journey, maybe with some research and things that I took a while to have to come across. So anyway, I would love for you to comment below if you've lost weight, if you've got things that help with stress, or any of the other things we've talked about. It would be great if we could have some interaction about that. And if you've got something that supported you along the way, I would love to know. And if you have any other questions about my journey, I'm happy to share. So please feel free to comment below. Stay tuned. We're going to keep uploading videos once a week, and we've got some cool things coming up. So be sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you soon.